We have also conducted, with the help of funding from the foundation, research on environmental grant making. So we got very curious about where does the funding go? How are foundations funding environmental work? And we studied over 200 foundations and looked at more than 30,000 grants and found some very interesting results. And we were able to put this study right on the web. We didn't publish it in a formal journal. We wanted people in the Great Lakes region and around the country to have ready access to this research. And we found some very interesting things that there are indeed disparities in funding in terms of who gets money from foundation. And we, to our surprise, found that it really was related to the race of the person who ran the organization, the CEO, also the gender of the CEO, and the topic that the organization said they were working on. So when organizations, put in a grant proposal and say they're working on social justice or environmental justice issues, those fundings were limited and they got very small grants, we found. And this was really one of the first piece of research that really looked at that relationship. If an organization had a person of color as the CEO, they tended to get fewer grants and the size of the grants were smaller. And again, we were the first to really identify that in the patterns that we saw. We shared our research not only with communities, but with foundations. And many foundations really were very interested in the work and have used it to start guiding their grant making processes. For instance, many foundations were not studying what their portfolios look like. So they were giving out grants every year, but they hadn't paused to take a look at who are they funding, how much, where, and when. And when our report came out, foundations really started to realize that they themselves in-house needed to do an analysis of what is the flow of their grants, who's it going to, and can it become more equitable? So again, thanks to the foundation, that work was funded and has really impacted foundations, organizations, and groups looking at funding.